As the clock struck midnight, the entire city seemed to hold its breath, as if the universe were about to unveil a long-awaited secret. The streets, once vibrant with life and movement, were now enveloped in an almost palpable silence, a shroud of mystery only occasionally broken by the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. Streetlights cast long, distorted shadows, giving the urban landscape a surreal air. Every corner and facade seemed to whisper untold stories, echoes of a past insisting on making itself present. In this setting, Helena, a young woman with intense eyes and a restless mind, found herself. She walked with determined steps, yet her heart beat with a rhythm betraying her anxiety. There was something magnetic about that night, an implicit promise that everything could change in the blink of an eye. Helena had always believed in the power of stories, in how they could shape realities and transform lives. And that night, she felt she was about to become part of a greater narrative, one that would pull her beyond the limits of what she knew. As she walked, Helena remembered her grandfather's words, a storyteller who always said that reality was just a thin layer over a world of infinite possibilities. "What you see is only the surface," he used to say. "Look deeper and you will find the extraordinary in the common." These words echoed in her mind, fueling the flame of curiosity that always burned within her. What she didn't know was that night, the extraordinary was about to cross her path in a way she could never have imagined. Turning a corner, Helena saw a figure leaning against the wall of an old building. It was a man of enigmatic appearance, with eyes that seemed to hold all the knowledge in the world. He observed her with a smile that was both welcoming and challenging. Feeling inexplicably drawn, Helena stopped. The man, without saying a word, gestured for her to come closer. Against all her rational inclinations, Helena felt compelled to do so. When she finally stood before him, the man spoke in a voice that seemed to echo from ages past. "You feel it, don't you? Something is changing, and you are at the center of it." Helena, surprised that he had articulated exactly what she felt, simply nodded. "Many years ago," he continued, "I was told someone like you would come, someone who could see beyond the illusion and discover the hidden truth." Helena felt a shiver run down her spine. Who was this man? And how did he know so much about her? But before she could formulate these questions, he placed an object in her hands. It was a small amulet, ancient and worn, yet radiating undeniable energy. "This amulet," he said, "is the key. Use it wisely, and you will discover doors you never imagined existed." With these words, the man turned and vanished into the darkness, leaving Helena alone with her questions and the amulet that seemed to pulse with life of its own. She knew this night was just the beginning of something greater, something that would challenge everything she thought she knew about the world and herself. Feeling both frightened and excited, Helena looked at the amulet in her hands, knowing it held answers to questions she had yet to ask. The city around her seemed to breathe again, as if the pause in time had ended. The distant sound of a siren, the laughter of a group of friends in the distance, all resumed their normal course. But for Helena, nothing would be the same. She had a path to follow, one that would lead her to discover secrets about the universe and her own heart. And as she walked back home, the night now full of possibilities, she couldn't help but smile. The extraordinary had found its way to her, and Helena was ready to embrace it with all her being. On that gray morning, as the sun hesitated to break through the thick clouds, Sophia walked through the narrow streets of the neighborhood she had known since childhood. Each step echoed like a reminder of the memories etched into the worn pavements. The familiar smell of fresh bread wafting from the corner bakery mingled with the distant sound of music escaping from a partially open window. It was a day like any other, yet something in the air felt different, an almost palpable tension that heightened her senses. Sophia had a fixed route she took every day to work, but that morning, an intuition led her to turn left onto a street she rarely used. There, the city seemed frozen in time. The old and weathered facades of the houses told stories of bygone days, of people who once lived intensely and were now just memories. It was then that she noticed an antique shop she had never seen before. The dusty window displayed objects from all over the world. Antique clocks, faded globes, and a typewriter that seemed to whisper the secrets of forgotten writers. Driven by an inexplicable curiosity, Sophia entered the shop. The bell on the door announced her arrival with a soft chime. The interior was a maze of shelves piled with items that seemed to have their own stories and personalities. The air was thick with the scent of aged paper and old wood. An elderly gentleman, with eyes that gleamed with the wisdom of someone who had seen much, approached with a welcoming smile. He seemed to know Sophia, even though he had never seen her before. "Something brought you here today, my young lady," he said with a calm voice, almost as if reciting a prophecy. Sophia felt a shiver run down her spine. There was something comforting yet unsettling about that place. The gentleman led her to a small table at the back of the shop, where a hardcover book lay, adorned with golden details that shimmered in the dim light. "This book," he explained, "has the power to change the perception of whoever reads it." It was a bold claim, but something in his tone, a quiet certainty, made Sophia not doubt him. Upon opening the book, Sophia was immediately transported to a world between the real and the imaginary. The words leaped off the pages, forming vivid images in her mind, as if watching a film projected directly into her thoughts. The stories were intertwined, connecting characters from different eras, yet all sharing a common thread: the search for something greater than themselves. One story was about a young artist who, amidst a creative crisis, found unexpected inspiration by helping a stranger on the street. Another told of a scientist obsessed with uncovering the secrets of the universe, only to realize that the answers he sought were in the small everyday interactions with those around him. There was also the tale of an old sailor who, after a life at sea, returned to land in search of peace and ended up finding unexpected love. Each story was like a reflection of Sophia's own life, bringing forth emotions and dilemmas she deeply recognized. She lost herself in the book, forgetting time and place as she absorbed the lessons hidden between the lines. When she finally looked up, she realized the gentleman had vanished, leaving her alone in that universe of memories and possibilities. Sophia closed the book carefully, as if closing an important chapter of her own journey. As she left the shop, she felt different, as though she had carried away a piece of each story read, a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. The street now seemed more alive, the colors more vibrant, and the sound of the city a harmonious symphony. In the days that followed, Sophia carried with her the lessons from that unexpected encounter. She began to pay more attention to the details of daily life, to the invisible stories unfolding around her, and to the magic residing in small things. The antique shop, however, was never seen again, as if it had been just a fragment of her imagination, an illusion created to guide her at a crucial moment. But Sophia knew that, somehow, that experience was real, and that the book had fulfilled its purpose. She continued her journey through life with a lighter heart and an open mind to new possibilities, always attuned to the whispers of the universe. And in moments of doubt, she remembered the old gentleman and his magical shop as a reminder that the extraordinary is always lurking, waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places. In the stillness of the night, when the stars become silent witnesses to our unrest, the need arises to understand what lurks in the shadows of our minds. It is in silence that the deepest questions emerge, those we avoid during the day, masked by everyday distractions. What truly drives us? What makes us veer off one path in search of another, without guarantees? These uncertainties have roots in our essence, nourished by hidden desires and unconfessed fears. They provoke us to examine the choices that shape our existence, leading us to consider whether we are truly living or merely existing. As we walk this introspective journey, we realize that life is a tapestry woven with threads of uncertainty. Every decision, no matter how small, alters the pattern, creating new designs and blurring others. What do we do with the opportunities that arise? How do we react to unexpected changes that challenge our carefully laid plans? The courage to embrace the unknown is a rare yet essential quality. It is this impulse to challenge the status quo that leads us to discover new parts of ourselves, those that were dormant, waiting for a spark of inspiration to awaken. The search for meaning in an apparently random world may seem a monumental task, yet it is this quest that defines us as human beings. The narrative we create for our lives is both a refuge and an adventure. It gives us the chance to reinterpret our failures as lessons and to visualize our successes as steps on an endless ladder. But how do we know if we are on the right path? Is there even a right path? Or are we all just trying to draw a map where there are no defined trails? These questions challenge us to think beyond the immediate, to seek a deeper connection with what surrounds us. It is at this point that introspection transforms into action. The answers we seek are not only within us, but also in the interactions we have with the world. Every person we meet, every challenge we face, contributes to the construction of our being. And what if, suddenly, we realize that the most fortuitous encounters are the ones that most shape our destiny? That it is not the great events, but the small moments, the chance conversations that truly define who we become. This leads us to reconsider the importance of what we often dismiss as trivial. Resilience manifests in unexpected ways. It is not just the ability to withstand storms, but to find beauty and purpose in chaos. When everything seems uncertain, resilience keeps us steady, encourages us to move forward, even when the path is obscure. To what extent are we willing to accept vulnerability as part of our strength? Is it in the acceptance of our fragilities that we discover our true potential? By embracing uncertainty, we realize that life is not about finding definitive answers, but about asking the right questions. Thus, we navigate an ocean of possibilities, guided by an internal compass that often defies logic. It is this intuition that leads us toward the unknown, that makes us take risks and dream. Intuition tells us that there is something more beyond the horizon, something worth seeking. But how do we trust in what we cannot see or touch? Faith in our own capacity to create and reinvent is what propels us. And if, at the end of the day, we discovered that the true goal is not to reach a destination, but to enjoy the journey itself, that every curve, every detour is an opportunity to grow and learn. Faced with these reflections, we find the need to cultivate empathy, to see through the eyes of others, to understand their stories. Empathy connects us, humanizes us, reminds us that we are not alone. Every person carries a universe within them, a cosmos of experiences and emotions. How can we harness this rich diversity to enrich our own understanding of the world? Perhaps the key lies in listening more than we speak, in learning more than we teach. By opening our hearts to the stories of others, we expand our own narrative. Life is a mosaic of encounters and misencounters, of beginnings and endings. At each step, we leave a part of ourselves and take a bit of what we find. And if we could see each interaction as a dance, where each movement is an exchange of energy and meaning, this dance teaches us to be flexible, to find harmony amidst chaos. And it is in this dance that we discover the art of living. How can we fully surrender to this dance without fear of missteps? Perhaps the answer lies in embracing imperfection as part of life's beauty. In the end, what truly matters is the authenticity with which we live. Being true to ourselves, even when the world pressures us to be otherwise, is the greatest act of courage. Authenticity is the foundation upon which we build true and lasting relationships. And if we discovered that the greatest freedom comes from being who we truly are, without masks, without artifices, what prevents us from living this truth every day? As we seek answers, we realize that the journey is as important as the destination, and that true fulfillment comes from living each moment with fullness and passion. The night slowly descended upon the city, painting the sky with a blend of orange and purple as the first stars appeared. It was a night like many others, but for Lucas, it would mark the beginning of a journey that would challenge his understanding of reality. He was sitting on his small balcony, watching the comings and goings of people on the street below, when his attention was captured by a peculiar sound. It was a soft melody, almost imperceptible, floating in the air as if played by invisible hands. Intrigued, Lucas rose and followed the sound to the dark, narrow street beside his building. As he advanced, the music became clearer, a complex and engaging composition that seemed to tell a story without words. He followed the melody until he reached an alley illuminated only by a single street lamp that flickered occasionally. In the center of the alley, an old man played a violin, eyes closed, completely immersed in his art. Lucas stood there, enchanted, feeling each note resonate within him, awakening long dormant emotions. When the music ceased, the old man opened his eyes and looked directly at Lucas, as if he had known he was there all along. "Did you hear the story?" the old man asked with an enigmatic smile. Lucas, still under the spell of the music, just nodded. "Music has the power to reveal secrets that words cannot express," the old man continued. "It can take us to places we never imagined, show us realities hidden in plain sight. But beware, for not everything we discover is ready to be understood." Curious, Lucas felt an irresistible urge to know more. He approached the old man, who began to tell a story that seemed straight out of a fantasy book, yet somehow felt profoundly real. He spoke of a hidden city, a place existing in the shadows of the world we know, inhabited by beings that transcend time and space. A city where the laws of physics were mere suggestions and where music was the universal language. As the old man spoke, Lucas could almost see the images in his mind, a vibrant and ethereal city, full of lights and sounds that defied logic. He described encounters with creatures that seemed to come from dreams or nightmares, each with its own melody, its own story to tell. Lucas was fascinated, feeling as if he were being drawn into this alternative reality. The old man then stopped abruptly and looked at Lucas with an intensity that made him shiver. "You've been there, haven't you?" he asked, more a statement than a question. Lucas hesitated, recalling vivid dreams of a city similar to the one the old man described, dreams he had always dismissed as products of his fertile imagination. "I don't know," he replied, uncertain. "You will know when the time is right," said the old man. "The music will guide you. Just remember to listen." With that, he stood up, packed the violin in an old worn leather case, and disappeared into the darkness, leaving Lucas alone with his thoughts. In the days that followed, Lucas couldn't get the mysterious city out of his mind. He began to notice patterns in the music around him, as if every sound was trying to communicate something to him. There was a growing urgency in his dreams, a sense that something important was about to happen. He started exploring the city with fresh eyes, alert to any sign that might lead him to the hidden city. One night, while walking through a silent park, he heard the violin melody again, clear and insistent. Following the sound, he found himself in front of a stone arch covered in ivy, a portal that seemed to pulse with its own energy. Without hesitation, he crossed the arch, feeling a wave of warmth and light envelop him completely. On the other side, he found himself in the city described by the old man, a place of indescribable beauty and mystery. It was as if he had stepped into a moving painting, each scene more vivid and real than anything he had ever experienced. The streets were filled with exotic beings, each with its own melody, its own stories to tell. Lucas felt an immediate connection with the place, as if he had finally found a home. As he explored the city, he discovered it was a place of learning and discovery, where people came to better understand themselves and the universe. He met masters of music, art, and science, each sharing their knowledge and helping him understand the complex tapestry of reality. The city seemed alive, changing and evolving with each new idea, each new melody. Lucas spent what felt like days, weeks, maybe months in the city, never feeling the passage of time. He learned to listen to the world's music, to perceive the patterns and connections that had previously eluded him. But eventually, the time came to leave. The city had prepared him for something greater, something he did not yet fully understand, but knew was waiting for him. As he left the city, he found himself back in the park, the cold night air bringing him back to reality. The music still resonated in his mind, a constant reminder of what he had discovered. He knew the city would continue to exist, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be discovered by those ready to listen. With a new sense of purpose, Lucas returned to his everyday life, but now with a fresh perspective, a deeper understanding of the world and his place in it. He dedicated himself to sharing his experiences, using music as a bridge between the two worlds, inspiring others to listen, to see, to believe in the impossible. And so, the hidden city continued to live in every note, in every story, in every heart open to hear. The wind howled fiercely through the small village, carrying with it the scent of rain and uncertainty. Clara gazed out the window, her eyes fixed on the dark clouds gathering on the horizon. She knew something was about to happen, something that would change everything. Ever since the first anonymous letter arrived, the tension had only been mounting. The threatening words, penned in careful handwriting, promised revelations that no one was prepared to face. The secret Clara had kept for years was about to surface, and she had no idea how to protect those she loved. As the storm approached, Clara decided she could no longer wait. She grabbed a heavy coat, pulled the hood over her head, and left the house, determined to find answers. The streets were deserted, the silence interrupted only by the sound of the wind and distant thunder. She headed towards the old stone bridge, where she knew she would find Lucas. He was the only person she trusted completely, the only hope they had of overcoming this together. Upon reaching the bridge, Clara saw Lucas already waiting, his face serious and concerned. He greeted her with a tight embrace, sensing the urgency in her eyes. "I received another letter," Clara said, gripping his hands tightly. Lucas nodded, his expression tense. "We need to find out who's behind this before it's too late," he replied, pulling her to a safer place, away from any curious eyes that might be watching them. They decided to head to the village library, a place that had always been a refuge and where they hoped to find clues about the author of the letters. As they hurried along, Lucas shared his theory that someone from Clara's past might be seeking revenge. She shuddered at the thought, recalling events she preferred to forget. Upon entering the library, the familiar scent of old books enveloped them, providing a sense of comfort amidst the chaos. They headed to the section of old archives, hoping to find records that could reveal more about the village's history and its inhabitants. Clara leafed through yellowed pages, trying not to lose hope. Suddenly, she found an article mentioning a series of mysterious events that had occurred years ago, events that bore disturbing similarities to what they were facing now. Lucas read the article over Clara's shoulder, his heart quickening as he realized they were on the right track. "This is deeper than we thought," he murmured, as Clara continued to examine the documents for more connections. That's when she found an old photograph, yellowed with age, but clearly showing a figure she immediately recognized. Her face grew pale as she realized who was in the image, someone she never expected to see again. The discovery brought a new perspective to the situation. Clara and Lucas knew they needed to act quickly. They decided to seek help from the only person who might have additional information about the village's dark past, the former librarian, Mr. Almeida, who now lived reclusively in a small house in the forest. It was a risky gamble, but they had no choice. Crossing the forest, Clara and Lucas felt the weight of responsibility on their shoulders. The path was winding and treacherous, and the storm was finally beginning to unleash upon them. The rain fell heavily, obscuring their vision and making the ground slippery. But the determination to uncover the truth drove them forward, even if each step was a battle against the elements. Finally, they reached Mr. Almeida's house. The man, now with white hair and a weary look, greeted them with an expression of surprise and concern. Clara quickly explained the situation, showing the photograph they had found. Mr. Almeida's gaze grew dark, and he invited them inside, offering a warm tea to warm their drenched bodies. As they drank the tea, Mr. Almeida began to speak about the village's secrets, revealing stories long buried under layers of silence and fear. He recounted a series of tragic events that had occurred decades ago, involving prominent families of the village, including Clara's own family. As the narrative unfolded, Clara felt a chill down her spine, realizing that the letters were just the tip of the iceberg of a much more complex plot. Lucas listened intently, processing every detail. They finally had a name, someone who could be behind it all. The revelation was shocking, but it made sense within the context Mr. Almeida was presenting. Clara and Lucas knew they needed to confront this person, but they were also aware of the risks involved. They left Mr. Almeida's house with a newfound resolve. The rain had lessened, but the tension in the air was palpable. They needed to act quickly before the author of the letters could do something even more drastic. Clara felt her heart heavy, but determined to protect her family and friends at all costs. As they walked back to the village, a sense of urgency propelled them. They were finally getting closer to the truth, but they knew the final confrontation could change everything forever. Night was falling, and shadows stretched around them, but Clara and Lucas were ready to face whatever lay ahead. The internal storm was far fiercer than anything nature could throw at them. As we approach the end of this shared journey, it's worthwhile to reflect on all that we've explored together. Each concept and idea discussed is not merely a theoretical abstraction, but an invitation to genuine transformation. Life is a sequence of moments, each offering the opportunity to make choices that shape our future. The beauty lies in our ability to reimagine and reassess, to take the fragments of what we've learned and use them to build something new and meaningful. The path to personal transformation begins with self-knowledge. Without understanding who we are, it's impossible to know where we want to go. Take time to truly listen to yourself, to dive into your emotions and thoughts. This means not only identifying your strengths, but also recognizing your limitations and challenges. This introspection is the first step toward any meaningful change. Next comes acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation, but rather acknowledging reality as it is, without filters or illusions. It is from this acceptance that we can truly begin to grow. Facing the truth about our lives, no matter how uncomfortable, frees us to act more transparently and effectively. Action is the next crucial step. Often, we become paralyzed by the fear of the unknown or the fear of failure. However, it is important to remember that inaction is, in itself, a choice with consequences. Taking steps, even small ones, is like planting seeds for the future. Like any garden, our lives require constant care and patience to blossom. As we move forward, it is important to nurture gratitude. In a world that often pressures us to seek more and more, pausing to appreciate what we already have is a powerful act. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough and connects us with the beauty of the present, easing the weight of external and internal pressures. The last element is resilience. Life will inevitably bring challenges and setbacks. Being resilient does not mean not feeling pain or discouragement, but rather finding the strength to get up and continue. Each obstacle overcome is a testament to our ability to persevere and an opportunity to learn and grow. Now consider how these elements can intertwine in your own path. How can you apply self-knowledge, acceptance, action, gratitude, and resilience in your daily life? Don't wait for a perfect moment to start. It will never come. Transformation happens in the small choices we make every day, in the courage to face the unknown with an open heart and a curious mind. As a community, let's continue to support each other on this journey of transformation. Your story is unique and has the power to inspire others. Share your experiences, your struggles, and your victories. In doing so, you not only strengthen yourself, but also encourage those around you. If this video resonated with you, brought new perspectives, or simply reaffirmed what you already knew, don't hesitate to engage. Like, comment, even anonymously if that makes you more comfortable, and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can create a space of continuous learning and growth. Every action, no matter how small, is a step toward a fuller and more meaningful life. The journey is long, but it's worth every moment.